A WWE star return was scrapped last minute on Raw. Plus, a major SummerSlam challenge has been made official, and a title match and a returning gimmick match have been announced for next week's Raw. It's all in the wrestling news right now. We came this close to seeing Johnny Gargano back in a WWE ring, Jack.
Yes, we did, according to Fightful Select, who say that yesterday there was a report noting that Johnny Gargano was still injured and wouldn't be competing at this year's SummerSlam, but Fightful can't confirm his status for SummerSlam or the status of the originally planned DIY angle, but they can confirm that Gargano is no longer injured and was factored in to recent creative plans in WWE, but it's not that simple.
No, he was backstage at the recent Raw in Cleveland. It was his hometown.
Right.
He was originally scheduled to be on the show there, but creative plans were adjusted and he ended up not being used. He's experienced a recurring shoulder injury for quite some time. We've not seen him. And this sort of confirms that Johnny Gargano's been on the precipice of a return for a long time, and that plan was shut down for some reason.
Yeah, so apparently, there's kind of two key takeaways here from Fightful's report. One is that Gargano is apparently no longer injured, which is great news, obviously. But the other one is that he could have been used, therefore, on last night's Raw, and they'd planned to use him, and then they'd changed their mind. But as you say, it was in Cleveland. It was in his hometown.
It would have been quite handy, when they were in Cleveland. They could have done that. But no plans for SummerSlam. But I don't know where you would put Johnny Gargano at this point for SummerSlam. There's nothing really. I mean, the obvious thing that is bubbling under the surface is a return for DIY. Tommaso Ciampa had another go round with The Miz last night that ends up with Bronson Reed helping The Miz pick up a win. That could potentially facilitate a return for Johnny Gargano.
It could
2 versus 1. I've got a friend.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you brave.
But like
I got it where I want it now.
Yeah, but you'd ultimately like to think
it's not that. That's not his theme, but it used to sound a bit like Misery Business.
It was a little bit Misery Business-esque, wasn't it? But I think that if you then brought them back together, that would have to be like their initial feud, but then you'd be. I think a lot of people's dream tag feud involving DIY would be with the current champions, Owens and Zayn. That's like PWG. On TV, not on a DVD you get a year later after the events happened. Come on, PWG, sort out your business model.
Well, no Johnny for Raw when it popped by Cleveland. No Johnny last night, but we had a Cody Rhodes last night.
We certainly did. That's not his theme anymore. After several weeks of reports online suggesting that he would, Cody Rhodes did officially challenge Brock Lesnar for a third match at SummerSlam. The decider, Tom, the rubber match, because Cody won the first one, then Brock won the second one because he'd broken Cody's arm. And then now, what's going to happen now?
Very impassioned promo by Cody where he talked about how everyone has a Brock Lesnar in their lives. It can be anxiety. It can be student debt. He made reference to the runner in the Georgia Marathon who was right near the finish line and took a wrong turn into a wrong lack of directional awareness being their Brock Lesnar, apparently. What's your Brock Lesnar, Jack?
Oh, I don't know. When I've got one. You know when you're waking up in the morning and you're getting ready and you've brushed your teeth and then you like drink orange juice or coffee so soon after you've brushed your teeth and you're like, that's my Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Brock Lesnar.
Oh, damn it. What's your Brock Lesnar?
There is one particular corner of our bed that, whether there is lights on or lights off, middle of the day, middle of the night, both Alex and I always walk into.
Oh, God, yeah.
And every time it makes us really angry. This morning, she won't mind me spinning the yarn. Alex was running a little bit late this morning and she gets a bit flustered when she's up and she was running around getting stuff ready to go because she's away for a couple of days and then she hit the Brock Lesnar. Swear to God, I said, you've hit our Brock Lesnar. I thought she was going to thump me. She nearly became my Brock Lesnar. But everyone's got a Brock Lesnar. It just so happens that Cody Rhodes' Brock Lesnar is actual Brock Lesnar. And he needs to get him out of the way because he believes when the dust settles from Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, the winner will be next in line.
Right, that's a very interesting choice of words. Next in line. Presumably next in line for... Well, you'd think Roman Reigns' title, right? But maybe Seth Rollins' title?
I think the opposite to you.
Okay.
I think he wants us to think Seth Rollins' world title.
But it's going to be Roman's.
But it's going to be Roman's title.
They could go either way with it. I think that's the one that we want us to see him win because
what we want to happen.
He wants to finish the story, of course, but I don't know if he can beat Roman Reigns, not after WrestleMania.
Are you suggesting finishing the story is his Brock Lesnar?
Maybe. Once his first Brock Lesnar is out of the way. This is
really sad for Brock Lesnar. He takes one day off work and he comes back to find out that all the horrible things in the world are apparently his fault.
I feel like this is really 80s stuff, isn't it? It's really classic good guy versus bad guy. And I think in a world where everything's all meta and everything's all self-referential, this is quite a breath of fresh air. It's just a standard good guy versus bad guy feud. And we want the good guy to win.
I like it a lot. And possibly the good guy going on to face Seth Rollins, or maybe Roman Reigns, who was part of a history-making night on SmackDown this past Friday.
Absolutely. The trial of the tribal chief on last week's SmackDown drew its biggest number in over 3 years. This was the opening segment, which saw the first bloodline confrontation with the Usos since, Money in the Bank, where Jey Uso pinned Roman Reigns. So everyone wanted to see what was going to happen next. It topped over 2.5 million viewers, according to a report by Andrew Zarian. This number is up 2% week on week and 21% year on year, with the 18 to 49 demographic rating the highest it's been since early 2020.
Sean Ross Sapp saying in some optics that number was over 3 million as well.
Wow.
So it was incredible result for WWE, that whole segment.
I think it proves that that long-term storylines featuring people we want to see interacting the way we want to see them interact in entertaining ways, that pays off in the long run. I think for a long time, WWE kind of prioritized, moments over long builds and patient booking and stuff. And while there's always space for moments on the card, it felt like for a while it was becoming just all moments and they didn't care about their own history or consistency or continuity week to week. Now that Triple H is kind of more important in a creative role, I feel like it's been a return to the good old storytelling of professional wrestling.
And the reason this was so successful because it's been a story that has leaned into its history and it's been told over a long period of time.
Exactly.
If they just dropped that segment in when there's a trial for Roman Reigns, the confusion wouldn't really allow it to do as well as one would hope.
And I should point out there, it sounds like I'm giving all the credit to Triple H and the booking team, but you've got to give all the credit as well to the talent involved. And the wrestlers have blown it out of the water here. They've been unreal.
Cinema.
Yes, cinema indeed.
It was cinema.
It was.
It was like The Godfathers.
It was like The Godfathers.
All of them at once.
Yes.
Next week
My Godfather's name is Paul.
Oh,
it actually
really?
is. Yeah.
Triple H, your Godfather.
Apparently so.
Nice.
I've not seen him for many years. I hope he's all right.
He's all right. He's
Paul?
running WWE at the moment.
Yes, he is.
He's doing well.
Triple H is my Godfather.
Next week on Raw, it's a busy one at a Heartlander. We're going to see Brock Lesnar make his return to accept or decline Cody's challenge to be his Brock Lesnar. That's not all, though.
No.
But wait, there's more.
WWE Tag Team titles are on the line as Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defend against Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, while Matt Riddle will get another shot at the IC Championship, taking on Gunther, but this time the rest of Imperium are banned. Well, Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser are barred from ringside, but you never know who's going to turn.
You never know.
Or will Gunther just beat him clean? Because Gunther can do that. He's very capable of that.
I wonder whether we get a new member of Imperium.
I would suggest so if what the person that we all have in mind isn't currently in a new storyline in NXT.
No, they are. They had a brawl with Braun Breaker.
Yeah. So maybe they could always do two things at once. Kevin Owens came up to the main roster when he was NXT champion.
I don't think he's a babyface and a heel on one show and another.
We're talking about Ilya Dragunov.
Are we?
Well, I was. Well, you were talking about Andre Chase University.
It's Andre Chase,
yes.
mate. What are you talking about? We'll see how that pans out. And after they crashed Maxine Dupree's graduation on Raw last night, Alpha Academy are going to face the Viking Raiders in a Viking rules match.
Yeah.
You were buzzing when this was announced.
I was buzzing upstairs. I was reading Tom's news notes and I went, oh, Viking rules match. We last saw one of these in September last year with the Viking flags and the shields surrounding the ring. But at its crux, it was like a no DQ falls count anywhere match. And I think that even though it's silly, it's a silly feud, I'm all right with it.
I enjoyed
Academy,
it. I thought the Buffalo crowd were wonderful to Maxine Dupree as she graduated yesterday.
Very Chase U vibes, though. If I was a member of Chase U, I'd be fuming right now.
I wonder whether we merge Chase U and Alpha Academy.
Oh my word, that would be unbelievable.
This is what we want to happen.
It is what we want to happen. It is, it certainly is.
We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.